If you're tired of working hard but still feeling stuck financially, this video will completely change the way you think about money. Today, we are going to dive into the proven money rules wealthy people follow, the same rules that quietly build their wealth while most people stay trapped without even realizing it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how the rich manage money, how they protect it, how they grow it, and the exact principles they follow that you can start applying today. If you're serious about improving your financial life, make sure you subscribe to our channel and watch this video to the very end, because every rule builds on the next, and missing even one can slow your path to wealth. Let's start with a hard truth. Most people are taught to work for money, but the wealthy teach their children to have money work for them. This isn't just a clever phrase. It's the fundamental difference between a life of financial struggle and a life of financial freedom. The wealthy operate by a set of unwritten rules that allow them to build and sustain wealth across generations. These aren't complex financial strategies reserved for Wall Street bankers. They are mindsets and habits that anyone can adopt. The first, and perhaps most crucial, rule is to understand the real difference between an asset and a liability. A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket, like a car payment, a mortgage on a house you live in, or consumer debt. An asset, on the other hand, is anything that puts money into your pocket, like a rental property generating income, dividend-paying stocks, or a business that runs without your constant presence. The middle class often buys liabilities they think are assets, like a fancy new car or an oversized primary residence. The wealthy, however, focus relentlessly on acquiring income-generating assets. Their primary goal isn't to look rich. It's to become rich by building a powerful portfolio of assets that pays for their liabilities. This leads directly to the second rule: prioritize paying yourself first. For most people, the flow of money looks like this. Income comes in, then bills get paid, then discretionary spending happens, and if anything is left over, it might go into savings. The wealthy completely invert this model. The moment their income arrives, the very first bill they pay is to themselves, not for a vacation or a new gadget, but by directing a significant portion, often 20% or more, into their investment accounts. This money is immediately put to work buying more assets. Only after they have paid themselves do they pay their bills and other expenses from what remains. This simple shift in habit ensures that their wealth-building machine is always fueled first. It turns saving and investing from an afterthought into a non-negotiable priority. It requires discipline, as it might mean living on less than you technically make. But this is the very engine of compounding that creates unstoppable financial momentum over time. You automate your investments so that the decision is made for you, creating a system for wealth rather than relying on willpower. The third powerful rule is mastering the art of leverage. The wealthy understand that their own time and their own money are finite resources. To achieve extraordinary results, they must leverage the resources of others. This takes several forms. First, there's leveraging other people's money, OPM. When they buy a rental property, for example, they might put down 20% and borrow the other 80% from a bank. This allows them to control a large income-producing asset with a relatively small amount of their own capital, magnifying their potential returns. Second, they leverage other people's time, OPT. A successful business owner doesn't try to do everything themselves. They hire skilled employees, delegate tasks, and build systems that allow the business to grow far beyond what one person could ever achieve alone. They understand that their time is best spent on high-level strategy and vision, not on the day-to-day operations. This principle of leverage is what allows them to scale their income and impact exponentially, breaking free from the linear relationship between time worked and money earned. Another core principle is a relentless focus on financial education. Your formal schooling probably taught you very little about taxes, investing, or debt management. The wealthy recognize this gap and make it their personal responsibility to become lifelong students of money. They don't just hand their finances over to an advisor and forget about it. They actively seek to understand how the system works. They read books on investing and economics. They listen to financial podcasts. They study the tax code to legally minimize their tax burden, and they surround themselves with people who are more financially successful than they are. This continuous learning allows them to spot opportunities others miss and avoid pitfalls that trap the uninformed. They understand that the financial landscape is always changing, and the only way to stay ahead is to keep learning. This knowledge isn't just power. It's the ultimate form of financial self-defense, protecting them from bad advice, poor decisions, and the erosion of their wealth. Protecting their wealth is just as important as building it, which brings us to the next rule: play brilliant defense. Building a fortune is one thing, but keeping it is another. The wealthy are masters of risk management. They understand that one bad lawsuit, a market crash, or an unexpected catastrophe could wipe out years of hard work. So, they build financial fortresses. This involves diversifying their investments across different asset classes, stocks, bonds, real estate, precious metals, so that a downturn in one area doesn't devastate their entire portfolio. It also means using legal structures like trusts and LLCs to shield their assets from potential creditors and legal challenges. They secure proper insurance, not just for their health and home, but also umbrella policies that provide an extra layer of liability protection. They aren't being pessimistic, they are being realistic. They plan for the worst while working for the best, ensuring that their wealth is resilient and can withstand the inevitable storms of life and the economy. Finally, the most powerful rule that underpins all others is cultivating a long-term perspective and mastering emotional control. The financial markets are driven by fear and greed. When the market is soaring, the average person feels FOMO, fear of missing out, and piles in at the top. When the market crashes, they panic and sell at the bottom, locking in their losses. The wealthy do the exact opposite. They see market downturns not as a crisis, but as a massive opportunity, a clearance sale on high-quality assets. Because they have a long-term vision, they aren't rattled by short-term volatility. They have the emotional discipline to buy when others are fearful and to be cautious when others are greedy. This emotional detachment is their greatest strategic advantage. They don't check their portfolio every 5 minutes. They create a solid financial plan based on the principles we've discussed, and they stick to it, making rational, calculated decisions instead of emotional, impulsive ones. This patience is the secret ingredient that allows the power of compounding to work its magic over decades, turning consistent, disciplined actions into generational wealth and true financial freedom. So, there you have it, the core money rules that separate the wealthy from everyone else. It's not about secret formulas or getting lucky. It's about changing your mindset, your habits, and your relationship with money. It's about building systems for wealth, prioritizing asset acquisition, leveraging your resources, committing to lifelong financial education, protecting what you've built, and playing the long game with emotional discipline. Each one of these rules is a powerful tool on its own, but when combined, they create an unbreakable foundation for lasting financial success. The journey to financial freedom starts not with a winning lottery ticket, but with the decision to adopt these rules and apply them consistently, starting today. If you're ready to stop just working for money and start making your money work for you, then I hope this video has given you the blueprint you need. The path to wealth is a marathon, not a sprint, and it's paved with discipline and knowledge. If you found this valuable, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more content designed to elevate your financial life, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Until next time, keep investing in yourself.